Imagine a creature the size of a bus, weighing nearly 40 tons, yet it moves through the ocean with the grace of a dancer. For years, scientists were baffled. How could something so massive twist, turn, and glide so effortlessly? The answer wasn't where anyone expected. It was on these strange little bumps along the whale's flippers. Bumps that on the surface look like imperfections, but in reality hold a design secret nature has been perfecting for millions of years. Now here's the twist. Engineers borrowed that secret, and what they discovered didn't just change how we understand whales, it transformed the way we capture energy from the wind. See, it all started a few days ago. I was walking back home from school one random Tuesday, just taking in nature and enjoying myself. When I reached home, I realized that there was a burr, which is a seed with hooks on it, stuck on my backpack. While pulling it off, I heard the familiar sound of Velcro being pulled. That left me wondering, how was Velcro created? I went on the internet and did some research. And guess what? Velcro was in fact inspired by plant burrs. I found out that this wasn't just some genius man using his smart brain to see something others couldn't. It was an actual scientific practice called biomimicry. And that is where my interest in this topic started. Biomimicry is the practice of learning from and mimicking nature's designs and processes to solve human problems. As Janine Benyus, who popularized this concept, explains, nature serves as a model, a mentor, and a measure. We study its strategies and adapt them into human innovation. And this isn't new. As far back as the 15th century, Leonardo da Vinci sketched flying machines like the ornithopter and the aerial screw, directly inspired by bat wings and kites. Today, biomimicry is a growing field, with evidence showing it can improve efficiency, cut costs, and create more sustainable technologies, from energy systems, architectures, to even medical facilities. You see, globally, an estimated 300 million people suffer from some known genetic disorder, ranging from relatively harmless ones like vitiligo to life-threatening ones like sickle cell disease. According to data from 2021, around 7.74 million people suffer from sickle cell anemia or SCA. SCA is caused by a mutation which distorts the red blood cells into a sickle shape, making them fragile and prone to breaking down. This leads to severe pain, anemia, organ damage, and a drastically reduced life expectancy. The current treatments, like blood transfusions and the occasional bone marrow transplant, are not only limited but also highly risky. Even with medical care, the average life expectancy of sickle cell patients in low-income countries is under 50 years. The pressing question here is, can we find a safer, more reliable cure, one that moves beyond temporary management to truly transform lives? Yes, the answer is biomimicry, mimicking nature. When we think of nature, we often picture plants, trees, and animals. But some of its greatest ideas come from the tiniest forms of life, microorganisms like bacteria. By studying bacteria, scientists discovered CRISPR-Cas9, short for clustered, regularly interspaced, short palindromic repeats. It's an interesting name, but how it works is even more interesting. This was first discovered in a bacteria I'm sure we've all heard of, E. coli. This works as a sort of search and destroy mechanism in the bacteria's body. When a virus attacks the bacterium, it captures a small part of the viral DNA and holds it as memory, or in scientific terms, a spacer. If this virus attacks again, this spacer is then used to create a sort of guide RNA which works along with Cas9 proteins to find and cut the new viral DNA, essentially disabling the virus. This is where the human brain comes in. When scientists discovered this mechanism, they thought, why should this stay limited to bacteria? Why can't this be used in humans? And they put that thought into action. A research paper published by Biomed Central states that CRISPR-Cas9 can work like a molecular scissor in humans, precisely editing DNA. Yet another paper, this one published by PubMed Central, says genome editing is a potentially curative technique available to all patients suffering from diseases caused by a mutation in the beta-globin gene, including SCA. In the case of SCA, CRISPR-Cas9 is used to edit a person's own stem cells to produce high levels of fetal hemoglobin, which prevents the sickling of red blood cells. After CRISPR treatment, patients often experience a significant reduction in pain and other symptoms almost immediately. This has now become the first ever FDA-approved CRISPR gene therapy applicable to patients as young as 12. This, folks, is biomimicry in action, nature's own genius guiding human innovation. When we've already done so much, what's next? Floating cities inspired by water lilies? Buildings that adapt to changes like our own skin? Or gecko-inspired adhesives for rock climbing and even wound healing? The possibilities are endless, unless you can find an end to nature's wonders, because trust me, while we're only beginning to figure things out, nature has been testing, adapting, and perfecting for 3.8 billion years. You cannot find a better mentor. The answers to our biggest challenges aren't somewhere far away, they're already here, hidden in the rustle of leaves, the flow of rivers, and the quiet works of the tiniest microorganisms. All we have to do is slow down, look closer, and learn from life itself. Thank you.